The night hung heavy with an oppressive silence as I stood at the edge of the overgrown driveway leading to the abandoned asylum. The moon, a pale sliver in the sky, cast feeble light upon the crumbling facade of the decrepit building. It loomed over me like a shadowy sentinel, its broken windows gaping like hollow eyes, silently beckoning me to enter its forsaken halls. My hand hovered uncertainly over the handle of the car door, fingers trembling with a mixture of anticipation and apprehension. Thoughts raced through my mind like a whirlwind, each one more ominous than the last. What secrets lay within those decaying walls? What horrors awaited me in the darkness beyond? I had heard the stories, the whispers of the asylum's dark past, the rumors of the unspeakable horrors that had taken place within its walls. They had always seemed like idle gossip, distant tales spun to frighten children. But now, as I stood on the threshold of that forsaken place, those stories felt less like fiction and more like a chilling truth waiting to be uncovered. A chill wind whispered through the overgrown foliage, sending shivers down my spine as I hesitated. Part of me yearned to turn back, to flee from the darkness that lay ahead. But another part, the part that burned with a morbid curiosity, compelled me forward, driving me to confront the unknown. With a deep breath, I stepped out onto the gravel driveway, the crunch of stones beneath my feet the only sound in the stillness of the night. The air was thick with the scent of decay, mingled with the faint hint of something more sinister, a scent that seemed to seep from the very pores of the asylum itself. As I approached the broken doorway, the darkness seemed to swallow me whole, enveloping me in its suffocating embrace. The air grew colder, denser, with each step I took, as if the asylum itself sought to repel intruders with its malevolent presence. Doubt gnawed at the edges of my resolve, whispering cruel taunts in the recesses of my mind. What folly had driven me to this forsaken place? What madness had gripped me so tightly that I could not turn back? But still I pressed on, driven by a morbid curiosity that outweighed my apprehension. With each step forward, the weight of the asylum's history bore down on me like a leaden shroud, threatening to crush me beneath its unbearable burden. The entrance loomed before me, a gaping maw of darkness that seemed to swallow the feeble light of the moon. With a trembling hand, I reached out and pushed open the door, the rusty hinges groaning in protest as it swung inward. The air inside was thick with the scent of decay and neglect, a suffocating miasma that seemed to seep into my very bones. Shadows danced along the walls, twisting and contorting into grotesque shapes that seemed to leer at me from every corner. I hesitated on the threshold, my heart pounding in my chest as I stared into the darkness beyond. Every fiber of my being screamed at me to turn back, to flee from the darkness that lay ahead. But a morbid curiosity gnawed at the edges of my resolve, compelling me to take that first step into the unknown. And so, with a steadying breath, I crossed into the darkness, the echo of my footsteps the only sound in the empty halls. Little did I know, those footsteps would be but the first of many echoes to haunt me in the nights to come. The whispers guided me deeper into the labyrinthine corridors of the asylum, their ghostly tendrils pulling me further into the heart of darkness. Each step forward felt like a descent into madness, the oppressive atmosphere pressing down on me like a weight that threatened to crush my very soul. As I followed the eerie whispers, my mind was a whirlwind of conflicting emotions. Fear, like icy tendrils, gripped my heart, its whispers urging me to turn back, to flee from the unknown horrors that awaited me. Doubt gnawed at the edges of my resolve, whispering cruel taunts in the recesses of my mind. What folly had driven me to this forsaken place? What madness had gripped me so tightly that I could not turn back? But amidst the fear and uncertainty, another feeling stirred, a sense of duty, of obligation to help the tormented soul trapped within these decaying walls. The spectral figure's plea echoed in my mind, a haunting lament that tugged at my conscience with a force I could not ignore. She was trapped here, bound by the sins of the past, and only I could set her free. The shadows seemed to dance with malevolent intent as I approached the mysterious chamber, their twisted forms reaching out to ensnare me in their grasp. Every creak and groan of the decaying structure echoed through the desolate halls like a mournful lament, adding to the sense of unease that gnawed at the edges of my sanity. But still, I pressed on, driven by a morbid curiosity that bordered on obsession. The whispers grew louder, their siren song drawing me ever closer to the heart of darkness. And then, I saw her, a spectral figure bathed in an ethereal glow, her form flickering like a candle flame in the wind. She stood at the center of the room, her eyes hollow and empty, yet brimming with a sorrowful longing. "I am trapped here," she pleaded, her voice echoing through the chamber with a haunting clarity. "Bound by the sins of the past, only you can set me free." I hesitated on the threshold, my heart pounding in my chest as I stared into the darkness beyond. Every fiber of my being screamed at me to turn back, to flee from the darkness that lay ahead. But a sense of duty, of obligation to help the tormented soul before me, compelled me forward. Summoning every ounce of courage I possessed, I took a step forward, reaching out to grasp her outstretched hand. As our fingertips touched, a surge of energy pulsed through me, filling the chamber with a blinding light that seemed to wash away the darkness that had haunted these halls for so long. In that moment of radiant brilliance, I felt a sense of peace wash over me, as if a heavy burden had been lifted from my shoulders. When the light faded, the spectral figure was gone, leaving me standing alone in the chamber, the echoes of her words lingering in the air. But as I made my way back through the asylum's twisted corridors, I couldn't shake the feeling that I had witnessed something truly extraordinary, that I had crossed paths with a soul trapped between worlds, yearning for release. And though the asylum's dark secrets may have been uncovered, I knew that my journey was far from over. For in the depths of darkness, there are always more mysteries waiting to be revealed. As I made my way back through the asylum's twisted corridors, the memory of the spectral encounter weighed heavily on my mind. The darkness seemed to press in around me, whispering secrets that I could not decipher. But amidst the uncertainty, there was a newfound sense of purpose, a determination to uncover the truth behind the asylum's dark past and to help those who were trapped within its walls. The encounter with the spectral figure had been terrifying, pushing me to the brink of my fears. Yet, in that moment of uncertainty, I had found a reservoir of strength within myself that I never knew existed. It was as if facing the darkness head-on had unlocked something deep within me, a resolve to not let fear dictate my actions, but rather to confront it with courage and determination. As I drove away from the asylum, the events of the night played over and over in my mind like a haunting melody. The spectral figure's plea echoed in my ears, a constant reminder of the duty I had taken upon myself. But amidst the uncertainty, there was also a glimmer of hope, a belief that somehow I could make a difference in the lives of those who were trapped in the darkness. Though the road ahead was uncertain, I knew that I could not turn back, not when so much was at stake. My transformation from a fearful wanderer to a determined seeker of truth was not lost on me. It was a journey of self-discovery, a realization that courage was not the absence of fear, but rather the ability to act in spite of it. The encounter with the spectral figure had shown me that I was capable of facing the darkness, of confronting the unknown with bravery and resolve. And so, as I drove into the night, I resolved to continue my journey, to uncover the truth behind the asylum's dark past, and to help those who were still trapped within its walls. For in the depths of darkness, there was always light waiting to be found, and it was my duty, my calling, to be the one to find it. As the headlights cut through the darkness, illuminating the winding road ahead, I knew that my journey was far from over, but with each passing mile, I felt a sense of purpose growing within me, a determination to shine a light into the darkest corners of the world and to bring hope to those who had lost their way. For in the end, it was not the darkness that defined us, but the light that we brought into the world. And though the road ahead would be fraught with danger and uncertainty, I was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, armed with nothing but courage, determination, and the belief that, in the end, good would always triumph over evil. If you enjoyed this spine-tingling tale from the depths of the abandoned asylum, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more hair-raising stories like this one. And remember, share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We'd love to hear from fellow thrill seekers like you. Until next time, stay vigilant, for in the darkness there are always more mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Thanks for watching, and may your nightmares be ever vivid.